pay attention. Let me know if you hear something while I'm getting hit specifically. Okay, I am pressing buttons while I am getting hit, right? In Dragon Ball, people were like, dude, why do you do that? Why are you always mashing while you're getting hit? You can just, or the best one would be people will come in the chat as if I didn't know. They'd be like, hey, buddy, did you know that if you hold a button, it'll attack on the first frame? Of course I know. It's been like that since like Blaze Blue, dude. Like, of course I know. The reason I do that is because another game I played in the past and I could do stuff while I was getting hit. So basically what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to feel something. I'm trying to be involved. There's another thing that people tend to ask. It's what put me on to the idea especially, is I always get asked, how do you escape combos? We take combos for granted, right? When you get hit in Dragon Ball, you just get comboed, right? Most games don't have an escape. You have like combo breaker stuff like Burst in Guilty Gear. If you don't have Burst or something like that, then once you get hit, you're kind of watching the movie. But some games offer more creative options, which is what I want to talk about today. So essentially, I want more games to have stuff available while you're getting hit, just to keep you in the game. Whether it was intentional or not, I actually did not realize this until I was writing this outline for this video. One of the ways that old fighting games keep you in the game, they even let you do stuff while you're getting hit. And also, there are just less opportunities for combos in some games than in modern games. Okay, so I want to share a couple of examples with you. So Smash has directional influence. So the idea is that you can direct where your character goes when they get hit, which means guaranteed combos are not that common. And when it's like really, really guaranteed, you always hear Smash players be like, this shit is broken. So the classic, speaking from the heart, speaking as a old Melee player, I really hate Sheik. Sheik has like almost everything into forward air, and that shit used to really piss me off. And it was guaranteed. There was like nothing you could do. You just would get hit. You just get hit. You can't do anything. The nice thing about DI is that even though you're hitting somebody, both the attacker and the defender can interact, and it creates actually unique mix-ups at high level. So when you're playing against like new people, you just meme them because they don't know how to do it well. But when you're playing against more advanced people, you can read your opponent's DI. So where are they going to direct themselves when you hit them, and hit them differently. And they're like, oh my god, now I'm about to get extra deleted because I didn't know he was going to go there. It's a nice little interaction even though someone is hitting. Of course, again, there's still like some guaranteed stuff. I think it's more extreme in Melee than Ultimate. Obviously, the people who continued playing Melee / Ultimate players can correct me if I am wrong. As a review, like thinking back on it, it's a really nice mechanic because you're always doing something when you get hit. So the attacker is just trying to do the best to combo you. The defender is trying to make it as hard as they can for the opponent to attack them. For other examples that I know off the top of my head, see Soul Calibur. I know Soul Calibur has DI. I remember being like, I forget what character had this, but like there was a huge meme combo that only works on people who don't know how to DI. I do want to take a look at Guilty Gear for a little bit though. GG, especially like Strive, you actually don't really do anything while you're getting hit at all because there's no air time. So like here, you kind of just fall. So like the only thing you can redo when you get hit is Burst, right? I have mixed feelings about Burst because while it sort of leans into this, one, it's typed of resource, so you're not doing it all the time. But of course, you don't want people to be bursting every time they get hit. They just get their burst back and just like burst you off over and over. Burst encourages you to learn characters' routes and learn what is coming, what could come. Is it worth it to use here a lot? You have to judge when to use it properly. So even though you're not like actively pressing buttons or moving directions or making your character do different stuff, you're still engaging with your opponent, mostly on like, how much do I want to mitigate the following situation? How much do I not want to take this damage? Things like that. So it is a really good mechanic. And a really nice thing about Burst, which is a whole topic of its own, is that having a Burst in the game lets the devs give characters more strong tools, which is awesome. But for the sake of this video, it doesn't quite fall into what I want here. Mostly because it's locked into the resource. So for this specific aspect, it is not good. However, we got to go to Exerd, right? So Exerd has something that people really hate overall. It has something that people really hate. When you are getting combo, because again, it's based off Guilty Gear XX, you can mash buttons to get out of combos in this game. People really dislike this because you can mess up. You can get like black beat combos, so like someone's just doing their combo, but you didn't mash at the right spot to get out, which really sucks. But one of the examples I thought of, an old game that has something that keeps you in the game while getting hit unintentionally. Like, there's no way for us to really know if the devs were like, okay, let's have this thing where you press buttons to escape combos in case they miss. And then the reason why we're doing this, outside of, you need to get out of the combo, it makes people focus on getting out of the combo. There's no way for us to know whether or not they did that on purpose or not. Even though people are not a fan of mash attack, and I totally understand why, I do think this is like low-key something like the old way of doing this basically in fighting games, because when you get hit in Guilty Gear, the combo is like pretty much guaranteed, right? So where I got this habit is a little game called Melty Blood, my entry into fighting games. You can call it Pallet Town for me if you want. So this game has mash attack also. Back in the day, actually, GG players shit on this game so much. They're like, this game's just Guilty Gear for babies, blah, blah, blah. But this game is a really charming game, actually. It's obviously really close to my heart. And this game has mash attack as well. But the difference is they implemented it in a different way. Mainly that you can time your mash to reduce damage, and it can be by a significant amount. So you'll see it here in a sec. I hit him with overhead. So if you look in the bottom left corner, you can see it. It will say reduce damage, and it'll give you success or failure, or if you miss a lot, you just don't get anything. And this might give you some DDR vibes, but it gives you like extra incentive. So where in GG you kind of just like really just mash as hard as you can to get out some people, in this game, it's not even rhythm-based. It actually rewards you for knowing every character's combos, like what combo would they do in that situation. And if you're good at it, for MBAC, it was like maybe like 15% max reduction of damage. So you get a nice little reward for knowing what combos people will do when, and timing your presses to reduce the damage. So again, it keeps you in the game in a meaningful way, more than just like kind of mashing out the combo, which I really like. So from here though, there are a couple of considerations we can take though. So some games are designed around you not getting big combos very often. So these games, you may not care so much about not being able to do stuff while getting hit, right? Pretty good example of this would be Granblue. You don't get big combos often. Most of the combos you get are like little combos, like short combos. Street Fighter also kind of has this. The classic is of course like your crouching medium kick to fireball. So these games, you don't really need to have a thing to do while you're getting hit, because you're not getting super comboed. You're not going to take really long combos all the time. 240p glasses on, everybody. Okay, so here's BBCS1, right? So this game had a bunch of problems. This game is really broken. We've talked about it on the channel before, but one of the main things is that it's really easy to combo. It's really easy to pick people up off the ground. So off jabs, off the most random hits, you just get really long combos off everything that build a lot of meter and go into set play, all types of mix. Right? I'm just gonna do my best to just keep pushing. Obviously, people were not having a lot of fun with this. A lot of people complain about the combos being too long, especially, which is quite true. So what they did in this game, which is BBCS2, is they made a really important change where you get long combos in the corner for sure, but they made it so a lot of things that like slam you into the ground, it's very hard to continue to combo off it. So the idea is that in the corner you get like long extending sequences like you see here. Let's fish for a baby hit real quick. So in this version, what happens is mid-screen, as you see here, all you get is little baby combos in the mid-screen that do no damage, but at least you get a knockdown, you can push your offense. In the corner you get bomboed, and this is a theme that gets repeated since then. So Persona has this. I mean, honestly, Strive has this a little bit, not so much, and it's a theme in like every single BlazBlue game. So unless you get like a good starter, like a good committal, good like counter hit or something like that, you will generally not get super long combos in mid-screen. But then also on top of that too, even if you can't do stuff while you're getting hit in some games, a lot more recent games give you things you could do after. We have to go back to this game that I have a huge love-hate relationship with, Dragon Ball FighterZ. So the big thing in DBFZ is that even though like while you're getting comboed you can't really do anything, the game gives you so many options when you get knocked down. Normally you can lay on the ground for a really long time, you can flip upwards, you can tech normally and then reflect. If you reflect, then you can maybe mash an invincible assist, tagging a teammate. There's a lot of decisions that can be made after you get knocked down. So even though you have to take that really long combo, and if you're wrong again you're going to die, the good news is there's a lot of stuff you can do. That's basically all my thoughts on that. I wish more fighting games had something like that, and honestly one thing I really like about platform fighters is like it's built into the game. Like I'm not gonna say every platform fighter, but I'm pretty sure every platform fighter has DI as a mechanic for when you're getting hit. And it's just something I miss kind of from old games. I didn't even realize until I thought about like, why do I mash buttons during combos?